Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Yes Academy podcast. So here with me today again, our handsome, very young Mr. Phang. Oh, let's call him Brother Phang.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yes. So last week we talked about the global affairs, what's happening in our economy in the world, because all those things, geopolitics, are actually very, very important to our decision making in our businesses, even person, how we carry on our lives as well.
Definitely. And of course, in this episode, we are going to talk about the challenges that you face in terms of your businesses. I believe that every business have their own challenge. So let's have an open discussion in terms of the challenges that you are facing and in terms of the micro and also the macro challenges. And of course, we would also like to talk about customers and why we want to talk about customers. Later, I'll share with you more why we need to talk about customers.
Yeah, I think the number one problem that people face, especially in sales, marketing, whatever is that, will be rejection, I would say. Because nobody likes to be said no. I mean, even in courting, getting swiped left on Tinder is not a good experience. Luckily, you don't know who swiped you left. If you know, then I think it's not going to be a pleasant experience. So same like in terms of when you guys do sales, marketing, even approaching people, the last thing you want from them is actually no. You want to always hear the word yes. And that's why you have the word yes global, you see. Yes Academy, yes global. Because what you want to listen to more yes into your endeavors, into the things that you want to do.
Right now, let's start off by talking about your challenge. You are in business, Leo, and let's talk about the challenges that you face. What are the maybe top two challenges that you face as a business person?
Oh, I think the number one challenges right now today will be actually recruiting the right people into your team.
You mean
Because
talent?
yes, recruiting
talents,
talent. I mean, whether or not they are from the sales or they are from the, let's just say that video shooting and all kinds of post-production, it's becoming more and more difficult. Even with technology where you can post things online, I believe it has become very challenging because I think this is due to the information and data being too transparent, and then people can start to compare, and then that's why I believe. Yes.
Yeah, so that'll be challenge number one. What would be the second challenge?
I would say that the second challenge, of course, is to actually convince your people to buy. I think
your customers, convincing your customers to buy.
Yes, yes. There's always the number. I think this is the number one issue for every business people. Why buy your thing? Okay. First, they talk about too expensive, maybe no money, or maybe I cannot make a decision. I have to ask my boss or ask my husband or ask my wife. Oh my goodness. Then after that, after you have solved all these issues for them, then later on they say, "Oh no, sorry, I'm not interested." Huh? Not interested. So what were I doing just now?
After you have spent quite some time in talking to them.
Yes, and it's really, really annoying because sometimes some people. Okay, I'll tell you one story. It happened recently. So this girl, okay, because they are selling some men's stuff, okay, men's product that helps you to increase your testosterone level naturally, the kind of product. So there's one very weird, oily guy. So it's trying to talk to the person. Then after that, after every 2-3 minutes, it will divert to, are you still a virgin? Do you have a boyfriend? Okay, all the XXX thing comes out. So after spending 30-40 minutes, that customer service, she's a very sweet boy. So that's why the guy keep on talking as well. So in the end, he did not buy. Oh my goodness, man. 40 minutes getting somehow sexually harassed, but they didn't buy at all. So until she said, why not you just support me? He said, no, we can do COD and you come to my place. Oh, that's very scary. No.
Very, very scary for a lady.
Yes.
Yeah, to go to someone's place, the gentleman's place.
Yeah, I think this is something that is happening to a lot of people. And what do you think that really help these people? Because I think it happens to 99% of salespeople, I would say.
And this is what the channel is about. We are going to help these people as much as we can, right?
That's true.
Thank you for sharing your challenges. My challenges, let me start off with the macro one first, is the regulator. My industry, the training industry, is somehow or other it's regulated. and by HRD Corp. And every now and then they'll come up with some regulations. And to us, we felt that sometimes it can help us, but sometimes it can also hold us back. Yeah.
What kind of regulations are you talking about? Because it's kept something new to me. I don't even know there's regulations.
We are regulated. We are regulated.
Because I know that there's some, like, you cannot charge too high, something like that. I heard.
Yeah, we do have a ceiling.
Yes.
In terms of the price itself, we do have a ceiling. That is already like a hindrance to us. That's number one. Number two is in terms of the documentation and the procedures. Every now and then you can find that certain people, when they submitted the documents and all that, it's improper. But when someone else is to look at the documents, they say that no, you still do not have enough documentations. So that is also another challenge for us. So for us, it's the regulator that is posing a challenge to us. Now, in terms of macro also is competition. We have a lot of competitors, and especially if you are doing a lot of soft skills training, definitely competition is one part of that. We can never run away from competition. So, well, we are expected to be good in terms of what we do.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
To compete against the other competitors. And one more challenge is in terms of the customers. They are always asking for something new.
Oh,
I believe that happens to you all also. Customers are, any new products that you're coming up with?
Yeah, they always ask that. Like, how many products do you need? We have more than 10 products, on the shelf right now, when they still asking more.
Yeah, because they always want something different, something new to try out, and I think that's human nature.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, iPhone only comes out once a year, and how many products are we looking at? 10 products in less than 2 years. So I guess that people's patience are always running out nowadays. They always want something new and new. Maybe it's because of the interconnectivity, and then every day seems so short.
Not only that, they also want variety. You're talking about iPhone, right? Now, those days I remember when iPhone came out, they only have one product.
Yes.
Right now, they have like 4 or 5 models just for one product.
Yeah, iPhone Pro Max, S, colors, just too many.
Yes. I believe they are catering for the different people or the different needs of the customers.
So end of the era where, you just have to do one thing and then get rich and then retire. I don't think it's possible in today's world. We really have to stay on top of your game to be competitive, to stay relevant. And it's getting less and less easy as it goes by.
Definitely. So that is why, ladies and gentlemen, please understand the kind of challenges that you are facing and develop the right kind of strategies so that you'll be able to compete better in the market and to grow your business.
Yeah, that's true. Because fundamentally, the business is all about, I think, get your customer to pay you, right? So I think these are the focus of maybe this podcast today, and we really want to address on how we can really address those hurdles, those concerns, and increase our rate of success. And knowing you for so long in this industry, trainings, I believe more than thousands. No, I think thousands is an understatement. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who has heard your training. So, what advice that you can actually give to your audience, okay, your loving audience, how to improve their chances of success in selling?
All right, and that is what we are going to cover in the next segment. We will be right back. We are going for a short break. We'll be right back in a while. So stay tuned.
All right, guys, welcome back. So, Mr. Phang is going to share. Oh, sorry, Brother Phang is going to share with his secret today. Finally, I'm going to dig more from him, and I believe he has a lot to share on how I can actually, winning.
It's not from me only. I believe that you also have your experiences because you are also doing your own business. So let's have a wonderful discussion, all right? And if anybody would like to put on any comments and all that, please remember to put it down in the comment section. So let me start off by talking about why are people in business? Why are you in business?
Or make money, lor.
Correct. Make money lah. So everybody is in business because they want to make money.
That's
correct.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about anybody who is doing charitable business?
Okay. No. I don't think they are really charitable. It's just fuck it. Everyone knows that everyone wants money. Even all the charity organization, look at the CEOs pay tens of millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense. So everyone wants money, to be fair, at the end of the day.
I believe in terms of how charitable business comes about is that the profit that you make from the business and some part of it you give it to charity. That part, I believe that's what they mean by charitable business. But at the end of the day, it is still to make money.
True.
Because if you don't make money, how can you be charitable?
That's true. I mean, there's nothing to give anyway.
Yeah, right. And of course, that is why we would like to deep dive into the question, right? Now, to make money,
yes,
where does the money come from?
The people. I mean, the people who pays, the customer, the consumers.
The customers, right? The customers are the people who will pay. Now, do you think customers will buy every product that you come up with?
Oh, I don't think Elon Musk can do it even. I don't think. It's not possible.
Not possible, right?
Not
Definitely
possible.
not possible.
Yes.
So that is why if you want to classify anybody to be a customer, we need to use M.A.D.
What's M.A.D?
M.A.D. What is M.A.D?
Oh, okay, M.A.D. Is it acronyms or something?
Yeah, it's an acronym for something. Definitely, we cannot call our customers M.A.D, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely, we cannot call our customers
so
M.A.D.
What does M.A.D. stands for?
Right. Now, how do we classify customers? We need to classify whether they meet the criteria of M.A.D. Now, what is M.A.D.? M stands for?
Oh.
No,
definitely not M.A.D.
No. M stands for? Dollar.
Money.
Money. Yes, correct. Money,
okay.
right? M stands for money. Now, you have the money.
Okay.
What is A then?
A
will be
not for Apple.
Not for Apple. The power, the power.
Authority.
Yes, authority.
Okay.
And now, even though you have the money to buy, you have the authority to decide. But there's also the D that you need to be careful about.
Guys, careful. Not the D you think of.
Right, the D. D is, do you have a need for your product? And what is that D?
That's true. I mean, if you have money and you can decide for yourself whether you want to buy, but if you don't want to buy, I mean, nobody can force you to buy, to be fair.
Yeah, so what do you think is that word?
D. Is it demand or desire?
Desire. Okay, desire. So basically, M.A.D. stands for money, authority, and desire. So basically, anybody who wants to be classified as your customer, you need to make sure that they have M.A.D. They have the money to buy, they have the authority to decide, and they also have the desire to use the product.
I see. I mean, which comes first, to be fair? Which is more important?
Actually, to me, in my opinion, is the desire, right? Because the desire, you want something, right? You want something, but you don't have the money. You will go out and look for the money. You would have the authority, right? If you are the decision maker, then that is very straightforward. Yeah, you will decide. But if, let's say, for example, your wife or the other half is the decision maker, of course, I believe that you will find a way to influence their decision.
So it goes back to, if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to get
yes,
you
get right. So let's talk about money first. Right? Money means that you have the money, of course, the money, right? This money to buy.
Root of all evils.
Yeah. Now, but right now you can see that, right? Yes, money is always a challenge. For example, if you are faced with the objection of, sorry, I don't have money.
Oh, well.
Then what would you do?
There's a credit card machine. Or you can pay by installment. Or maybe that you pay half first, then later you pay half. I mean, I'll find a way. I'll really find a way.
Right. Exactly. That is what is happening now. You see, it doesn't mean that, like, for example, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, you can actually take out the cash and buy. No, maybe we can't do that, right? No matter how rich you can be, I don't think you want to take out the cash to buy. So
that makes sense.
Basically what it means is this, all right? Now, a lot of people, especially nowadays, is that they would prefer something that is more flexible in terms of payment, in terms of, like, for example, BNPL. Have you heard about this BNPL?
BNPL. B stands for buy, right?
Buy, yes.
PL. Buy first, pay later.
Buy now.
Buy now,
pay
oh,
later.
okay.
Right? Buy now, pay later. And this is something this concept is something new. I believe that in Malaysia, for example, quite a number of companies are starting to offer BNPL already, right? Where you buy now, but only later that you pay. In fact, I believe that we do have a system for that. It's called a credit card.
That's true.
Yeah, you buy now, then you pay when the time comes. But don't drag on your payment, because if not, then you have to pay for the interest.
Yeah, the interest can be crazy, like 18% a year.
Correct.
Or more.
That is where a lot of companies, they are actually solving an issue now, solving a challenge where
money.
people don't have the money, the upfront money. So what they are doing is that they provide you with buy now, pay later. Credit card is one. Then the other one is in terms of the installment that you are paying, right? Because you don't pay the full thing. You only pay every month, you pay a certain installment.
That's true.
Like for example, you're buying furniture, you're buying electronic items. Yes, they go by installment.
That's true. I think with all these facility in place, right, I think that it really solves the idea of money. But then again, that comes to countries, some countries that I've been to, for example, in Africa, people don't buy cars by bank loans. It's almost impossible. I'm not saying South Africa. South Africa is very well developed. Everyone can do that. But even in countries like Kenya, in Nigeria, you really have to buy things by cash. It's just crazy.
Oh, okay. Tell us more, because not many of us will get a chance to go to Africa at this moment.
That's true. I mean, the bank interest is actually very high, to be fair.
How many percent?
I think it's a double digit, 10-20% sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So to get a loan from the bank, I mean, I think the bank will double, triple your money in few years' time. So it doesn't really make sense. And which is why my partner, I mean, whenever he buys things and he says that he buys a car, it's cash. And whenever that you buy a car in Africa, it's a big thing because you have the cash to buy something so expensive. and
can I say that he's cash rich?
Oh yes, that's why those people are very hot. I mean, everyone likes those people because
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when we face things like that, money can be an issue here. So what are the things? Do we just like outright filter these people that without have money or what?
And that is what the banks are doing. Like for example, if you want to take a loan for your car or even for your house at this moment, they need to look at your income statement. And if your income statement is not able to meet that threshold, then you will not be able to get a loan. Definitely, automatically will be rejected.
So using this M.A.D principle, the M thing, which means that when we see the customers that most likely cannot buy, so we pay less attention to them, or
it depends on again whether the authority and the desire, right? Even though they want it, all right, but they don't have the money, then they are not classified as your
the perfect customer, M.A.D customer.
Correct. For example, they can afford to buy let's say Toyota.
Okay.
But their dream, the desire is to buy a Rolls Royce.
Oh, wow.
So do you think that is practical?
No, that's not possible.
Yeah. So they don't qualify as a customer.
I see.
That's how we use this principle of M.A.D.
I see.
Yeah.
So money. Then how about authority?
Authority. All right. Authority is whether you are the decision maker or not. Right.
Okay.
You are the decision maker. If you are the decision maker, then straightforward. You can actually buy.
Okay.
Right? But what happens if you are not the decision maker? Let me give an example.
Okay.
Let me give an example. In a family, all right, when it comes to groceries, between the husband and the wife, who will make decisions?
Groceries, definitely the wife.
The wife, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if the husband wanted to buy something and the wife says no,
most definitely the husband won't get his way.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So that means the husband wants to buy. He has the money.
Yes.
But he doesn't have the authority to buy. Now, that is in a family. Now, what about in company? Is the purchasing department the decision maker?
I think the boss will be the decision maker.
Correct. The boss will decide because the boss has to sign off. Then only the purchasing department will make the necessary buying and the purchasing.
That's true.
Right. So in this case, the authority lies with the boss, not the purchasing department.
So that means that if I want to convince, I don't actually go to the purchasing department, but I try to get to the boss.
Correct. Now, if the boss agrees, Or if the wife agrees to buy,
Mm.
then you have solved your issue.
Okay. So, well, that means, let's just say that if we cannot reach to the personal authority, that means that we should spend less time or something. And because they don't meet the M.A.D criteria, and we should
Correct.
always continue to find a way to reach the decision making person.
Correct. So that is why, if the person cannot make decision, one of the ways that I always tell people or any of the sales people or the business people is that please go and find out who is the decision maker.
But I don't think that they will say. Would they tell you?
They will, if you know how to prop.
Oh, okay.
If you know how to ask the questions that you ask, if you know how to ask that, then definitely they will provide a hint, like at least a hint. Right. But if let's say you are selling, like for example, to B2C, for example, right, it's very straightforward actually. Either they themselves are the decision maker, or maybe their wives or their other half, the family members.
That's true.
So that is sometimes the children. They are the authority people, a person also.
Yes, buying toys especially. But I don't think it's applicable to your industry. I think your industry is more to B2B, I would say.
My industry is mostly the HR department will decide, and then the boss will usually sign off.
I see. So that means that your advice to them is to find a way to actually convince them to lead you to the personal authority, they would say.
Correct.
Do you have any tips and tricks on that?
Don't worry. When we go into the depth of it, into details, yes, we are going to cover that. Because today we are going to talk about M.A.D only.
Okay.
Yep. So the last one is desire. Right. We are going to talk about desire when we come back after this break. So be right back.
Welcome back. Desire. So what about desire?
All right. Now, desire. Desire is that whether you want or not.
Yes, I want.
Yeah. For example, you look at the handphone, right? Either there are only two things that can happen when you look at the handphone, right? Your handphone, suddenly you realize your handphone is getting old and you need to get a new handphone. So that is the desire. You want to get a new handphone. You already have, the other option is that you already have a handphone. And when you look at other phones, you don't feel like buying. Why? Because your handphone is the latest model that you have at this moment, and you felt that no, I don't need it, the handphone. So that is where the desire comes in. Do you need it or you don't need it? So this is a very important question for me, right? The question is that do you need or you don't need? So as a business person, we need to understand that it's not everybody that needs our product.
Yes, definitely.
Even in your business also, isn't it, Leo?
Well, we always tell people that everyone needs our product. Definitely, we have to tell them because our product covers wide arrays of we can cover a lot of things. We can solve a lot of problems, like all kinds of sickness, all kinds of health benefits. Yeah, we always say that. But truth to be told, yes, there is always people who don't need our products. Yes.
Right. Now, let me give you an example. When you're at a coffee shop, at the coffee shop, you're sitting down having a nice meal in the coffee shop, and then someone were to come and try to sell you something. Have you experienced that before?
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I always threw them away.
Yeah, They what usually they sell you?
Pen, napkins. Okay. All kinds of weird stuff that I don't need it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And especially if you go to the bank. In Malaysia, we have one bank. If you were to stand outside that bank, you can see a lot of people selling their wares outside.
Yeah, I think many of the banks are like that.
Correct.
People are just having a lot of stalls and then selling all kinds of stuff. And I think not just the stalls, but sometimes you even have beggars as well.
Oh, yes, right. Now, the question is that when you go in or come out, they will start to sell their products.
That's true.
Would you stop and buy from them?
Out of 100 times, 99 times I would just walk away.
You won't. Why do you walk away?
Those things, I don't want it.
Correct.
I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't even think about it.
Exactly. All right. We don't have the desire for those products that they're selling. And that's why we just walk past them. When they say, hey, come, buy my product. It's the cheapest in the market at this moment. The quality is good, but you won't buy. Why? Because you don't have the desire for those kind of products. And when you don't have a desire, I don't think you even have a second look at that.
No, most definitely not.
Same thing, right? So that is why to me, among money, authority, and desire, I would say that desire plays a very important role. no, I don't have the desire, then why should I want to buy? Even though I have the money and I have the authority to buy, but I will not buy because I don't want.
That's true as well. I mean, if you really want something, you'll really find a way to solve the money and authority issue. Just like, I'll tell you one story. Like, my wife want to get cats.
Cats?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I've been telling her about getting pets, but, never occurred to her that she wants, pets as well. Then again, I mean, at the end of the day, does she has the money? Yes. Does she has the authority? Most definitely yes. I mean, she can say, but somehow one day out of the blue, she saw videos on social media. Cats are so cute. Then somehow that's it. Hot button melted. And then after 1 week, the cat is in the home. I was like, wow, how?
So how quick could that be?
Yeah. I was and I was surprised because she doesn't happen to be the cat person or to happen to be a person that wants to take care of something.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy our 2-person life for so long, but somehow when the desire comes, it's just poof, everything no problem.
True. When something that you need, suddenly you realize you wanted something, then that's where you will be on a lookout and you can get it very fast. Let me share with you another experience of mine. I was in Kuching last year, Kuching, Malaysia last year.
Okay.
And I did one of the biggest blunder.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot to bring my computer.
Oh, wow. That's
for my training.
Wow.
Well, does that mean I have a desire? Yes, definitely I have a need. So what I did was that when I landed at the airport and I checked into the hotel, and the first thing I did was that I went to the computer shop to buy a computer.
Oh, did you pay like a premium for that?
No. It's a normal computer price.
Okay.
But that shows that when you really have a need, all right, the money and the authority will automatically comes.
I think even for most people, when they don't have the money, even with the authority, they'll find ways to actually get what they want. I mean, people do all kinds of things to get what they want, like crazy shit.
Yeah, they will do. I would say that they will work hard, work extra income just to buy something that they want.
That happens to most people, but some people go way like wrong way. They do very, very bad stuff, unethical stuff to actually get what they want, and that's very, very bad.
True. Right. So, coming back to the concept of M.A.D. So if let's say any of the people that you approach and they meet the criteria of money, authority, and desire, then they can become your customer.
I see. So which means that the people, let's just say that out of my prospect list, I have a prospect list, as long as they fulfill M.A.D., that means I should put all my focus to get them.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but then again, getting to them isn't easy as well. I mean, I can't just say, hey, hello, do you want to buy my product? I know that you have M.A.D., so you should buy my product. I don't think that this is the way that we should.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The other word that is also important in terms of running a business, which I strongly believe in.
Okay.
Trust and relationship.
But I don't think that even though the person has M.A.D., I don't think that most of the time that we have the trust and relationship with them. No, we'll only remember those people when we want to sell them something.
Correct. Yeah. And that is why you need to understand who will give you more business.
So it has to be deliberate.
Right. And that is what we are going to cover in the next episode. Right. In the next episode, we are going to cover the 3 types of customers in terms of how you can get your business from. There are 3 categories of customers that you can actually zoom in to get your business. And this is what we are going to cover in the next episode.
So I hope that from this podcast, you guys understand that, M.A.D. is actually a good filtering tool to identify out of just so many prospects, okay, who you should focus to. Because at the end of the day, we meet a lot of people every day, and it's not that every person deserves all your attention as well. So we need to really identify the person with the highest winning chances, because we all only have 24 hours a day. And then some people, when they are doing, like to say, direct selling, I would say, they don't actually do it full time. They only do it part time. So maybe after 8 hours of work from the office, they only have like 1 or 2 hours a day just to, reach out to people as well. So within these 1-2 hours, they can't talk to everyone, but how can they actually have score a high winning chances to actually win a sales within that 2 hour. So they have to be selective. They have to be really, really critical on the people they try to talk to. And using this M.A.D principle, they are able to identify that, oh yes, that person is important. That person can afford my product because he has money. That person can say yes because he's the authority. Sometimes it's the wife of the family, sometimes it's a husband of the family. And then also, that person has the desire, because without desire, you can't do anything as well. So, guys, thank you for watching this podcast. And if you have any comments or anything to improve, let us know in the comment section. And if today that you want to learn about something or some interesting topic that you want to talk about, please put it in the comment section as well. I'll see you guys next week. See you.